Hey everybody, Konoja here. Welcome back to the Mindcrack server for episode number 91. How's everybody doing? Hope you had a good, normal Tuesday, good Christmas, and a good whatever. I am getting back to work here. Hello, friends. I guess I missed an invite to a party that's happening in the backyard. You are dead. Christmas spirit. Just taking care of some Christmas spirit out here. I was kind of curious what the location was for the garage, and it looks like it's going to be in a neat spot. Somewhere we'll be able to see pretty much perfectly from the back porch. That is completely accidental. That is actually staggeringly good. Like this little crevasse in the mountain could not be better placed to show the garage. Today I think we're going to start working on the foundation and structure for the garage. I have a general idea of what I want to do there. I do know that I need a lot of iron because I want to use kind of an industrial theme here. I want it to look a little less home construction-y, which is generally the wood aspects. So I want to replace some of the wood aspects with some metal or iron aspects. So we might go caving. We found that cave right underneath the place that had a dungeon in it. And I think we might actually try and do a little caving to try and find some iron so that I have the ability to do some structure in there. I didn't grab sticks. I meant to grab sticks. Well, I do need to peel back another layer. I've decided I want to go one more layer deep so that if, say, this was the floor level, there would be a 3 deep basement situation. Basement situation. What a band name that would be. But the basement situation won't be quite the same as the house. I don't want it to be an actual like room or living quarters or anything like that. Obviously this is a garage, but I have a general idea and a general theme that I want to stick to here, and having a little bit of open basement space is important for that. A bit different here because we've dug into a stony area. There is very little in the way of dirt. There is a lot in the way of gravel. So I may still do a little bit of concrete filling, but I'm probably going to keep most of the stone. Around. Alright, well, that's basically what we're going to be doing today. And the present conversation from Monday probably would have been better suited today, but I have another topic in mind. This is something that actually just came to mind this morning, and it has to do with charity. I myself have a lot of ties into charitable, events, fundraisers. Obviously, we recently did the Mindcrack Marathon for Extra Life, and I talked kind of in depth about Extra Life and, my feelings towards that event and whatnot. And it's certainly become something. It wasn't always something, but it's become something that is a pretty important part of my existence. I have a need, a desire, a requirement almost to myself to try and give back to the world around me as much as I can. I don't have an amazing, situation where I feel like I can monetarily, help the world out and give back in strong ways most of the time. I try and do the best that I can. But a lot of what I've ended up being able to do is just basically helping to fundraise. And fundraising is kind of the topic. A little bit charity and about charities themselves, but mostly what I want to talk about is the act of fundraising. I think the main thing that brings this topic on for me is noticing some new trends in fundraising. Maybe not even new trends, but just some trends that I've picked up on, and that is corporations and their ties to fundraising. Now, some corporations, they do charity different than others. Some corporations actually, physically help out. They send, workforce out to help out. They pay for, workers to take part in helping out the world around us, or they directly, give money to a charitable organization. Now, there are multiple reasons why that might happen. And I'm going to preface this all with, I am not a business major. I am not a person that even has a ton of in-depth business knowledge. But a reason that corporations want to help out charity is what's the word? I have symbiotic. Hold on, to Google. Two-way relationship word. Hold on, we're Googling this. They have a mutual relationship. Thank you, Google. Where the company, the corporation, they're getting something out of it. Either they're getting tax breaks, or they're getting public recognition, they're getting a better reputation. There's usually a reason that a corporation backs a charity, helps a charity, or donates money, or donates time, or whatever. There's usually, some kind of back and forth there. They're getting some benefit from that. I have no problems with that. I think that's actually kind of a cornerstone of society. If giving is all you do and you never expect anything in return, despite that seeming very humble, I don't think it's a healthy relationship to have. I don't think that's a healthy way to go about things. If you never get anything in return, then I don't think you're valuing yourself enough. You gotta expect a little in return to make what you're doing worthwhile. So I do see that as important. So I do. Did I just take fall damage there? I don't know. So I definitely do see, a reason for companies to give money to charity, and I accept the fact that they're probably getting something in return. The difference is, I see fundraising happening from corporations. When you're checking out at the grocery store and they say, "Do you want to make a $1 donation to blah blah blah?" To me, that is basically overstepping the relationship there. They're getting more than they're putting in. Now, I'm not saying that corporations or grocery stores or your favorite restaurant or whatever, they're not taking your money. Hello. They're not just, pocketing your money. I'm not saying that it's corrupt, although there certainly is corrupt charitable, causes out there. That does sadly happen. The problem is that's such a forced interaction. You're being forced, basically, to make a split-second decision on supporting a charitable cause. And that leads to problems. Look, I got 1 iron. We're all set. This cave doesn't go anywhere. I'm going to keep looking for caves. We all approach those situations differently. Obviously, I have my own social hangups. I'm not particularly good with, social interaction. Some people are better with that kind of stuff. But lately, I've gotten better at basically just saying no to those all of the time. I never give to any charitable organization based upon those kind of interactions. It's not that I have anything against the charities themselves. It's the approach that bothers me the most. Now, like I said, I don't think it's a corrupt thing. I'm not saying like the company is just pocketing your money, but how much did they put in? How much effort did they put into this? Basically none. Basically somebody made the decision. This is not mine. Somebody made the decision that sorry, I'm very intrigued now. Somebody made a decision that, you know, people needed to be asking for customers to give to a cause, and the company is then getting recognition for it. They're saying that they raised so much money. Then, oh, well, look at this. I don't know where this. Maybe this was me. Maybe I tried to get out of here, because this looks very much so like the first cave we were ever in. I bet you this was me. But I see iron right there, so I'm gonna get it. What was I saying? Oh yeah, they get the recognition for raising that much money, and you know, depending on the situation, they're probably getting some kind of be careful, be careful, be careful. Some kind of, you know, tax incentive for doing so. There's a bonus for them, you know, in doing that. It's not a iron. Get out of here. It's certainly not a thankless, you know, situation there, and it's not just a pure I'm doing this for the greater good. But like I said earlier, that isn't necessarily a bad thing. I don't think that it has to be that way. I don't think that every bit of charity that you give in your life needs to be a one-way street. Your personal satisfaction in giving is important, but forcing people into that split-second you know, decision there at the register, I almost feel like you're putting a lot of weight on the person giving, and honestly, I feel like that in many cases is going to deter people from charitable cause, because you're almost presenting it as a guilt tax. Maybe I'm alone in feeling that way, but when you present it in a way of, you know, publicly being put on the spot of, hey, do you want to give to this charitable organization? And having to say, no, not right now, sorry. You know, it puts you in an awkward situation and an uncomfortable situation, I think. And that's just not a fair way of going about it. So what's the difference there? Say, what's the difference between the cashier at wherever asking for a $1 donation versus, how do I not sound like a hypocrite here, because I ask people to donate to Direct Relief or Anxiety Gaming or Extra Life. The difference is putting in something to get your value, but that is quite a pumpkin patch. To give you value. You know, I'm usually putting in effort to bring you some kind of entertainment in return for your charitable contribution. For example, the Extra Life, you know, fundraiser with the Mindcrack Marathon. We're all putting in huge effort in order to put on an entertaining event so that in return for your entertainment, you will feel, you know, like you're getting value or extra value out of Extra Life, extra value, out of making a donation to the charity. I have traveled very great distances to find a cave, but I think I finally found one. Trying to, like, consolidate my thoughts a little bit here. So, like I was saying, when you donate to an event like the Mindcrack Marathon or Zeldathon or Farlands or Bust or, you know, that fundraiser or any kind of, you know, fundraiser event that you happen to like, I like that format. You know, I like that people are putting in effort and you are responding to that effort by helping out a charitable cause. And, you know, it was a fun reminder. It was a fun experience for you, hopefully. And that, you know, gave you a positive interaction, and now you have a positive feeling towards your donations, and you weren't put on any, you know, short time scale. I don't just spring up on people, hey, I'm raising money for this charity today. Please donate right now. That's not how that works. You know, you usually lead into these things. You give people time to, you know, do their research. You provide some information and some background. It's a healthy relationship. It's a healthy, you know, experience. I like that. I like the way that works. And it wasn't until that kind of format was brought to me that I ever started to feel, you know, inspired by charitable contributions. That wasn't something that I ever really put a lot of thought into, even as a kid. Now, fundraisers have existed a long time, and for, you know, many different reasons and many different ways. And gaming marathons are not the first, you know, great way to do that. It's just one that, you know, struck a chord with me. I just feel like that style of fundraising is valid, and the, I don't know, kind of blind corporate uncomfortable fundraising is really unhealthy for charitable work and charitable cause. I feel like it does more harm than good. So, you know, what could they do differently? How could they fix that problem in my mind? Well, I mean, first off, number one, if a company says we're matching dollar for dollar, you know, everything you give, we're going to give the same amount, that automatically makes me feel a little bit better about it. More so than just, hey, do you want to make a $1 donation and we'll put it in for you? All you're doing there is a very minimalistic amount of legwork for something that these days is not really that big a deal. Making donations is easier than ever. Will I remember that goes down there? Probably not. Yeah, making donations is easier than ever. You can do it pretty much all online. So they're not putting in very much. Boy, that's creepy. We're in a swamp, so the water in the caves is swamp water. Oh, it's really creepy. Finally, we found a good cave, though. Hi, how are you? Just make sure there's no creepers around. I think we're good. I'd like to get at least probably 2 stacks of iron. That would be nice. So that's where, that's somewhere where I draw a little bit of a line. Is, you know, are they at least monetarily putting in some kind of effort here? If they're not, automatically, I am not interested. That is an instant turnoff for me. If they're not even willing to support the thing that they are quote-unquote fundraising for, then yeah, that's a super one-way relationship, and it's purely, I think, for their best interests and nobody else's. And again, I'm not saying that the money they raise doesn't go to good. It's just that they're doing it in a way that's an unfair balance. They need to put in more effort there. So that's just one thing about, you know, charity that I've been thinking about recently is I hope we don't get overwhelmed by the corporate approach of fundraising, and I just hope it doesn't turn people away from the idea of fundraising and the idea of charitable good and you know, raising money for charities, because that's the effect that I think those kinds of things have. It's been a pretty good cave. How much do I have so far? Oh, about a stack and a half. Not bad. Maybe we'll end up with more than 2 stacks. That would be cool. That would be cool. All naturally sourced iron. None of the strip mine iron. So that, of course, gets me thinking about charity events, and I certainly do love the Minecraft Marathon. I'm also a big fan of Zeldathon, which is interesting because I have zero interest in, Zelda. But the group themselves, they're just an amazing group of people. The way that they do things is very inspiring, and the amount of effort that they put in is inspiring. And yeah, it's just a group that makes me, they make me want to be a better me. They make me want to be a better person when I watch them. Is basically what happens there. And there's other causes as well that that I enjoy, either helping out with or just taking part in. That's another fun part of those events is, even if you don't have money to directly help out, a lot of the times you can influence the event just based on, your own participation and, sharing the event with friends. Okay, that was an interesting explosion. There's other ways that you can help out without monetary involvement, and that's really cool. That's again so much healthier and so much happier of a relationship with the person. Oh, there's a hole over there. And the charity, in the end, than the other corporate ways I was talking about. But it gets me thinking about different ways that maybe I could personally have that kind of event because of the situation I'm in. Like I said, don't necessarily get to be in a position to help out monetarily very much. I do what I can, but at the end of the day, I gotta put food in my mouth, and eventually I've gotta put a roof over my head. I've gotta make money for me. So to be able to give back in other ways and give back with some kind of event, I'm very thankful for the opportunity to be able to help out with things like the Minecraft Marathon. I try to help out with the Farlands or Bust fundraisers as much as I can as well. Whew. Low health, low health. I hear a slime. I think we're good. That it certainly relieves some of the pressure on myself there of am I helping enough? I do feel like I'm able to make a good impact, or a healthy amount of impact in those regards. Uh-oh. That's danger zone. Let's maybe not go down there. See some iron right here. But I do have my own ideas as well, and maybe things I can work towards in the future. Last year I did the Daytona 24-hour race, and I did that for Anxiety Gaming. It was my first time raising money for Anxiety Gaming. That is a charity that I absolutely adore, and they're a really small group, but they themselves make a big impact and are working towards a cause that is maybe one that's not gained as much attention as others. And yeah, I really love helping them out, and I love to see them succeed and have funds raised for them. It's a good thing. Oh, slime. What happened? Torches on the right, torches on the left. Okay, we're good. So that was a really good event, and I would think it was actually something that it started my year off on a right foot. It started it out feeling good. I felt good about what we had accomplished there. Unfortunately, this year I'm not going to be able to do that again. Scheduling didn't work out. I basically just won't be home for that event, and things have changed for me a little bit, and that style of content isn't something that I do a lot of currently. I'm super lost. I was just here. So yeah, we're obviously going to have to look to other ways to maybe have events of giving back, and other ways I can do such things. Hi. I think I want to go this way. How are you, sir? Oh, you got a fancy bow. Fancy bow. You're gone, though. Is this the end of this cave system? We did pretty well. I think I got a stack and some change. Yeah. And who knows, we might run into some on the way back. So if I can find my way out, I think I will be done with this cave for now. But I don't know if I'm going to. Yeah, I thought I had come from basically over here. Perhaps it's up there. Let's look. This might be just a circle. Yep, just a circle. It must be right here because torch is on the right. Torch is on the right. As if I've really been sticking to that a lot. Ah, I see. I see. Got it. That is actually worked out. Torch is on the right. It was nighttime up there, so I did a little bit more caving for the moment, which is good because I found a little bit more iron. So the next topic of discussion here with charity is, like I was saying, how else can I, you know, have an impact? What else can I be doing? And that's where an idea comes in. This is another one of those. Oh, this is another big cave, actually. We're gonna keep caving. This is another one of those big ideas that may never happen. I am an ideas man. I come up with ideas all the time. And I fully understand... What was I seeing right here? I don't know. I fully understand that not every idea I have is something that will become reality. But here we go. What if, as a charity marathon event outside of the gaming world, we tied in some kind of the workshop garage kind of atmosphere? I don't know that this necessarily exists as of right now, and maybe it does. And if it does, I would love to hear about it so that I could draw my own inspiration from it. But the idea would be maybe like a 3-day build where you bought a car, you knew it had a particular set of problems, or it needed a certain modification, or you wanted to turn it into something, and it was something you could do in, like, 3 days straight, and you got a group of people together, like, I don't know, myself, Paul, Z-Car, I don't know, Kurt, whoever wanted to help turn a wrench, got them together into a location to complete that project all on camera, all within a certain time. The pressure there is, unlike a gaming marathon, unlike, even, say, Flobathon or something like that, unlike something that has a distinct start and end, and there's really not a lot of risk. There's risk in this, because your project could fall apart, something could go wrong, you might not be able to complete your project in time, and you would have, a sour end to your fundraiser in that way. So there's certainly a little bit more risk involved. But I feel like the entertainment there, it's something new, it's something fresh, and I think that's something that's important for this stuff. Oh, God. I was flabbergasted about this stuff, and nearly bamboozled. Alright, I'm going to try and make my way home now. I made it pretty far out, but I think I vaguely know how to get home. So yeah, instead of the gaming marathon stuff, it would be something like that. The idea is, obviously, I have so many car projects that I want to do. And a lot of them are things that I simply can't justify doing. I already have projects that are super important to me, very, near and dear. The 240 project is something that, that car is a part of my life. It is not only a huge nostalgic thing for me. The 240 community has always been so important to me. It was kind of my first, breaching out and branching out and getting to know people. It was a really important. There's so much iron there. I must get it. It was a really important project for me. And then, like the Project Dadson, super important for me as well. I want that truck to be going, so that I can hand it over to my dad and he can enjoy it. It's just something that's really important to me and something that I desperately want to do. The Supra was really important for me last year, and that's why it took up so much of my time. And that was a huge sink for me. But I have all of these other projects that, they don't necessarily have any significant personal ties or just even real world ties. I want the 240 to be going because Cone Dodger, without any cone dodging, isn't really Cone Dodger at all. That's another reason that project's so important to me. But there's things like the Brat. There's things like the 200SX. There's things like I talked about a bunch of these in a Cone on the Road, like the Nova project. There's so many of these projects that sit in my brain and are constantly sitting there stewing, and all I can do is think about them. But I have no justification for them. There's no way I would, put money into starting a Brat project without the 240 going, or without the truck being done. Where did that skeleton go? Seriously, though. He's here somewhere. Yep. Now he's not. Yeah, that's there's so much reason for those, but there's no reason for a lot of these other ones. Well, this kind of, charity event would be a perfect reason for it. And it actually starts to get into the same subject we were just talking about the value of the event versus the charitable cause. The Mindcrack Marathon, not just about raising money for charity, it's also about getting the Mindcrack group together. It's about being able to enjoy each other's company. So very long does that group or the group go without, any interaction in real life, because it's simply just not feasible for us/them. It's just not something that that we can do. So the marathon, it's basically an excuse for everybody to get together. And it's not just an excuse, it's a damn good excuse, because it's also, for a great cause. Flobathon, or the donations in Farlands of West, not just a great cause, not just raising money for good charity, but also motivation. It's motivation for Kurt to keep going. I think the big reason that he started, the Child's Play fundraiser was because it gave the journey an even greater purpose. Not to say it didn't have a great purpose, it's obviously a momentous journey and everything, but it gave it more purpose than just the actual event or series ever could. There's value in that. He is getting value out of the charity fundraiser. So it ties back into my kind of debate on value there. Is it a two-way street? Oh shoot, he's got a flame bow? Oh no. Let's get out of there quickly. Good thing I got that armor. Where did he go though? He's right there. Okay, he's gone. We have 3 stacks, 3.5 stacks. I'm probably... Did I look at him? let's get out of here. Let us get out of here. We are done. We have plenty of iron. We have all the resources we need. Let's leave. Gonzo. Oh, man. Is there any left on the walls? Oh, there's a bunch left there. Yeah, so that's the justification there. You know, I'm getting value in that I get to, you know, start or work on a project that is something I've always wanted to do, and it would be for a greater cause. Now, there's a financial part of that, too. It costs money to raise money. That's something that people handle in different ways. Like, for the Extra Life event, Extra Life puts aside money for fundraising. You know, they use some of their earned, you know, money to help raise money. And that's valid. That's totally valid. I could totally see that being a reality. It takes money to make money. Gosh, that sounded gross, didn't it? I don't know which way I'm going. I've lost my frame of reference. The number's getting bigger. No. I think, therefore I am. I think we want to go this way. Pretty sure. I'll know soon enough. But yeah, they budget it that way. For me, in an event like this, I would probably have to set aside my own personal money, the earned money of, you know, channels and whatnot, to accomplish such a thing. Or reach out to, don't tell Brian, don't tell him, reach out to sponsors to help something like that happen. That is certainly a reality. And honestly, that gives me a healthier relationship with sponsors. If they are willing to help out with something like that, then I feel like that sponsorship is going to, you know, a greater good and a good cause, and it's also a better relationship than just, we give you money, show our product. That doesn't usually make me happy. So an event like that would certainly cost money, and I've obviously always kind of failed at, oh, I think I see our house. I've always failed at you know, fundraising my own projects. You know, I've stumbled on getting the 240 going. I've certainly stumbled at getting the Datsun going. It took a long time to do the Supra. I've pretty much always been limited financially in those regards to think about doing such a important event, and having to fundraise for it is nerve-wracking for sure. To think about having to have money aside to make that happen, or your event for raising money for charity could fail, is daunting. But it seems like a super unique event, a unique opportunity, and something, again, with the the two-way relationship. If there was something for me to get out of it, because I think it is important that I get something out of it, it would be helping build the idea of, you know, car-related content in me. You know, there's a lot of car content out there, and some of it's higher produced or better produced than others. To try and breach into that media is not something easy, and an event like this could be something that helped, you know, spark a little life in that, and give people a positive impression too of the kind of stuff that I'm into doing. When people's first impression of you is, did that just turn into a perfect stack? Beautiful. When people's first impression of you is that you you know, are into cars, and you're putting on an event like that, that's a nice first impression. And even if people don't get impressions, even if it doesn't steer somebody's interest my way, if they enjoy the event and help out in the cause, then it's all still a win. So that's why that kind of event to me is something intriguing. It's something I feel I would love to push towards in the future. There's so much I gotta figure out there's so much that I need to get in order for myself first, so that I feel comfortable doing that kind of thing. But I love having, you know, greater goals out there. I like having these kinds of ideas floating, maybe that I can't accomplish right now, but I can in the future. That's the stuff that keeps me motivated. And I'm very interested to hear in your thoughts on that kind of stuff, and your opinions on charities and fundraising. You know, do you have a similar opinion on is the corporate lifestyle, the corporate way of fundraising, does it ever make you think twice about, you know, your charitable contributions, or does it give you my word of the month, apparently, a dubious relationship with fundraising and charity? Interested to hear about that. Thank you as always for watching. I don't know why this turned into a caving episode, but the amount of iron I have now should be more than enough to work on our project the next time we're here, probably on Monday. And I look forward to seeing you next time here on the Mindcrack server. Thank you, as always, for watching.